All right, great to have you back. It's still this morning on LN247. We took a break there for a news bulletin, but we are back to give you updates and give you the experience of watching this morning. Well, it's time for us to do our talk, and it's politics, looking at developments in Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria. Where are we going this morning? Well, just a look at what's on the front burner, talking about 2023 going forward. The 100 million naira nomination form has been generating a lot of controversy, reactions from stakeholders, from Nigerians alike. The ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, had fixed its presidential nomination and expression of interest forms at 100 million naira. That's 100 million, okay? And the expression of interest form for presidential aspirants is expected to go for 30 million, while the nomination form is pegged at 70 million. So that makes up the 100 million. Now, this, however, contrasts with the 40 million now that the main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is charging its presidential aspirants, comprising 35 million naira for nomination forms and 5 million for expression of interest forms. Diverse reactions have trailed the move, some Nigerians saying the ruling APC has monetized democracy, while others defer, saying it's a welcome development. Well, having us on, joining us on this morning, Politics on This Morning, is APC stalwart in the United Kingdom. His name is Dr. Philip Idaewor. He's also a presidential aspirant. Dr. Philip, thank you for joining us on this morning.
Thank you very much, Henry. Thanks.
Well, it's great to have you, Doctor. And I'm sure you heard my intro. The nomination expression of interest forms by the APC has been greeted with some reactions, some savory and some not. What is your take on this development, sir?
Thank you, Henry. I was surprised that there's anybody who will come up to say that that fee is good for our democracy. I would really be shocked to hear anyone say so. I'm a member of the APC, and all I want for my country, Nigeria, is to see a country that is inclusive, a country that is putting forward her very best into the political arena to lead our country. And when you monetize the leadership space, the political leadership space, what you are doing from the very beginning is to ensure that you shut the door, probably against your very best, because your best candidates may not necessarily have the money. And we all know and understand that at this point in time, Nigerians are not used to the idea of funding political campaigns, as obtains in many other democracies. You expect candidates to bring up such huge sums of money to attain political office. That is an investment. To what end and for what purpose? Why would, as Nigerians, and indeed, this development, not just for APC, even for other political parties, save for one or two, what we are witnessing is a complete rape on our democracy. And I believe that we should encourage, as an aspirant in this race, we should encourage all conscientious, humane, and patriotic Nigerians to come together and reject political parties in Nigeria monetizing our democracy. It is wrong, it is destructive, and it holds a very, very negative view for our future. As a country democratically, it is very, very wrong. You look across Africa, Nigerians' set of political, the cost of running elections in terms of what the candidates expect to spend is the highest. If you move out of Africa and you go to the rest of the world, it is the highest. And when I say it's the highest, I am not exaggerating. It is the highest, even more expensive than the United States. How is that acceptable? How?
Dr. Philip, according to some analysts, that the 100 million naira amounts to about $200,000. And that's more than the president will ever earn, even in 4 years. What, does this mean that what the party is saying is that this is an investment, that one is supposed to reap the financial dividends going forward?
You see, Henry, that is actually my biggest worry. The message that the leadership of our political parties are giving out to Nigerians is that politics is not about service. Politics is not about the people. Politics is business. And that is wrong. That will not take our country forward. It will not allow our country to have the best and the most credible leaders politically to take our country forward. It is wrong. It was wrong yesterday. It is wrong today. It's going to be wrong tomorrow.
All right. Well, looking at the presidential aspirant list, as of 21st of April this month, we have APC. For APC, we have 15 people vying, people vying for the position in PDP, 15 as well. ADC, we have 3, SDP 3, PRP 2. Now, for the APC, 15 people times 200 million. That's over $1 billion nairas, about 1.5 billion, if you put it at that, not to talk of other positions as well, the governorship, the legislature, and as well as the Senate. So it's amazing that this is the route that the party and these parties are going to. How do you propose that, what impact do you think this will have on democracy going forward?
Very negative impact. Very, very negative. And I think that it portends very bad news for Nigeria. What this tells me, as a Nigerian who loves my country and is patriotic and really wants the best for my country, what this tells me is that going forward from 2023, it's very unlikely that we will have our best hands piloting the affairs of our country. It's as simple as that. Politics is so important that you cannot and you should not monetize it. The political party has a role in a democracy. The political party should be funded by members through their subscription. Political parties should be funded by donations or other means, not through the sales of funds. Not when you monetize the search by political parties for leaders, you automatically, from the word go, you set the tone for corruption. You set the tone for our worst kinds of people who may be the ones that have the money to become our political leaders. You set the tone to bring up into our leadership space those who may not be prepared for leadership. So it is a bad thing that all Nigerians should condemn.
Dr. Idaewor, let's look at the aspirants for your party. We have Alhaji Yahaya Adoza Bello, Siwaju Bola Tinubu, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, Chief Rotimi Amici, Dr. Chris Ngige, Ibinabo Joy Dokubo, Ichechukwu Dallas Chima, Senator Orji Uzo Kalu, Tain Jack Rich. Now, I want to believe all these people are going to carve out 100 million naira. I don't see your name here. Are you still intent on, going ahead with this, sir?
Thank you, Harry, for noticing that. I was going to say to you that my name is not on that list. I haven't withdrawn my intention. I have not come out to say that I'm no longer pursuing the aspiration. So what that tells you, first of all, is we have a process in place, or a program in place by the ruling class. They sit down, and draw up agenda to bring forward whoever they believe in their minds should be in.
Dr. Philip, are you with us?
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. So I was saying, Henry, that first of all, I thank you for noticing that my name was not on that list. I haven't withdrawn. I am still intent on pursuing my aspiration to the very end. Now, the question of coughing up or bringing up 100 million to purchase, to express my interest and to purchase the form, and indeed by any of those candidates, I think it's unconscionable. I think that it is unconscionable.
I mean, only one candidate is going to emerge here. And if someone going to bring out that kind of money and just accept that he or she is going for a gamble, there has to be some sort of certainty, in my view, for me to actually invest that kind of amount. Don't you think so, Dr. Philip?
Absolutely, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And that is why I say that I think it is wrong for any political party, including the political party to which I belong, the APC, to monetize the process of leadership selection from within the party. It is wrong. It is not in the best interest of Nigeria.
So you've noted actually that Nigerians are not used to the culture of crowdfunding. So how do you expect to surmount this hurdle?
That is what I am doing. You see, what we are doing in my campaign organization is to keep educating Nigeria, putting our messages that if we want a country that works for all, a country that is not in the hands of a few godfathers, a country that is not captured by money bags, Nigerians will have to learn to come together and fund candidates of their choice for elective offices. And it shouldn't cost us so much. Look, we have a country of over 200 million people. You need only a few of those millions to be willing to contribute a token each. And we will begin to have candidates who are propelled forward at all levels, doesn't have to be presidential alone, at all levels into offices. Candidates who will see themselves as the people's candidates, who will see themselves as entering offices to serve the country and to serve the people. Not candidates who will come into offices to serve the interest of a few rich individuals. As long as we continue on this path of merchandising our politics, it's unlikely that Nigeria can make the kind of progress that we are all yearning for. And Nigeria wants our country to become a better place to live in peace. A country that is prosperous, a country where everyone is free to pursue their aspiration, supported by agencies of government. That is what Nigerians want.
Some Nigerians argue that such amounts of money are required, considering the cost of politics in Nigeria, the cost of of campaigns and the party secretariat management all over the country, the cost of maintaining a superstructure that can win elections, especially presidential elections in Nigeria. But doesn't INEC also provide funds for this?
Now, let us look at what political parties should be. And I'm going to speak to my own party, the APC. At the last registration exercise, our leaders told us they have registered over 40 million Nigerians as members of the APC. Over 40 million Nigerians. The party constitution is clear on how our party should be funded. It is via subscription donations. Okay? Those are the constitutional routes that have us stated. Our party should ensure that all members of our party is fully subscribed. And I will give you an example. Previously, it was said that for you to be subscribed, you pay 100 naira. So you just calculate that if you paid 100 naira, even if it's 100 naira per year, for 41 or 40 million people, that should give the party enough money to run the party secretariat and other affairs of the party. The second point is this: the political party don't fund candidates. The candidates still will have to dig deep into their pockets to fund their campaigns. That is what happens. So you come out and you say you want to contest. Somebody asked me, do you have up to 50 billion naira to put it down? That is what I'm asked. Because that is the least you should expect, you should be looking at to spend. Which candidate, which Nigerian would have such personal income to devote to a political campaign?
We've talked, the INEC has talked about financial fair play during the elections, actually putting a cap on what, political aspirants can spend. Do you think that the umpire has actually really been able to enforce these rules of the game, if I put it that way?
I don't think so. I don't think so. There is no indication whatsoever that INEC has the capacity to enforce the spending power of candidates. There is nothing, historically, there is nothing to indicate that INEC has the capacity to do so. So the way I look at it is this, that Nigerians themselves will have to be those who will rise up together to repair our politics, because our politics is broken, our politics is sick, and at the heart of the problems we are facing in Nigeria in terms of security challenges, our broken education, our healthcare system not working, our poor productive capacity is politics. Our politics is broken. And the only guys who can fix it, they're not going to be aliens. And I do not believe that the present ruling class has the capacity or the appetite to want to fix it. It is Nigerians themselves that will have to come together. Patriotic, humane, conscientious Nigerians need to come together and decide that enough is enough. We need to get our politics right, and we need to get our politics working for our own good, and the good of our children. It's not for the sake of anyone else. It is for our good. We must get our politics working.
Dr. Idaewor, I feel your pain right now, but the question is, what is the solution when candidates like yourself, who are not money bags, are somehow shut out with this kind of policies? What is the option on the table? Do you go to a party? Do you go to another party? Because we've seen some candidates actually port to other parties because of one policy not favorable to them or the other. Is that an option for you? Hello, Dr. Idaewor. Hello. Okay, let's give Dr. Idaewor some time. I think let's take a look at the reports that we put together on this issue.
Nigeria's All Progressives Congress, APC, held a convention on the 26th March to choose new leaders as it prepares for the 2023 general elections. The procedure highlights President Muhammadu Buhari's supremacy within the ruling party when he ordered the party to adopt his own candidate, Abdullahi Adamu, as its new chairman and form the rest of the leadership using a list of predetermined candidates. By this, the president appears to be trying to arrange a succession and has set the tone for the APC's presidential primary that will be held in May. He will have picked the party's eventual nominees before then, and the event will be largely ceremonial.
All right, great to have you back. And I believe Dr. Idaewor is back with us. Dr. Idaewor, great to have you back.
Thank you very much, Henry.
All right, I was talking about the options on the table for you, considering the fact that this policy might have shut you out of your aspirations. We've seen reactions to different personalities in other parties who felt that they were being sidelined, and what they had to do was port. Is this an option for you to port to a party where the tickets are more reasonable to pick up?
Thank you, Henry. I think that everyone in this race will have to make their decision. I personally am in this race to talk about Nigeria first. Nigeria first, that is what it is for me. So it is not about moving from one party to the other. Because even if I move to another party, I am not sure that things will get better. I think, and my idea is this, that I and members of my campaign organization, we believe that we have started a process. We believe we have started a journey, and we are not going to pull down our structure. We will keep the campaign going to mobilize Nigerians, to educate Nigerians, and to build a consensus movement across our country to ensure that going forward, perhaps we will be able to pull together enough Nigerians who believe in Nigeria and willing to work for the good of Nigeria. So it is not about leaving APC. I am not considering that at all.
All right, fantastic.
I believe that, whatever happens, what we need to do is to build a national movement that we put Nigeria at the center of all our thinking, and we're willing to project candidates across the country for political offices at all levels, not just the presidential, at all levels. We want to build a movement that will begin to project patriotic, consensus Nigerians into office. That is our game, that is our aim.
Okay. All right. Dr. Idaewor, what do you think in that aspiration, seeing a new Nigeria, does that also include the fact that some are calling for reconciliation, and that reconciliation includes allowing leaders to emerge from the southeast in Nigeria come 2023, the southeast be given preference to the top job? Do you agree with that?
You see, Henry, for me, I believe and I agree with positive affirmation. All right? So, but that is a decision that the political parties will have to make. And this is where the problem lies. Our political parties at this point in time, I dare say, they do not seem to put Nigeria at the heart of their policy or leadership selection processes. They seem to be organizations that are focused on just capturing power for the sake of capturing power. This is the problem. So, with regard to your question, if you ask my honest opinion, I do not think that it is going to happen. I do not think it's going to happen, but it should happen. It's a consideration we must look at, we should look at.
You're in favor of that perspective, right?
Yeah, if that will bring peace to our country, if that will move Nigeria forward, if it will make Nigeria become the country that we all desire, I am all for it, 100%.
Do you think,
for me, it is about Nigeria. That is all I'm interested in.
Do you think there is a reconciliation to be made? Do you think it's a legitimate call that there has been a policy or somewhat unwritten rule of exclusion,
I think that, look, Henry, Nigeria has a problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nigeria has a balance of power. Okay, thank you. Nigeria has a balance of power problem between the ethnic groups. A balance of power problem between Nigeria's ethnic groups. That is a problem we know. It's there. We have it. We have to understand it. Whether it is about the southeast, the southwest, or the north, or whichever, there is a balance of power problem between Nigerians' competing ethnic groups. The way to deal with it, in my view, is not about selectively handing power over to ethnic groups. It is not by rotation of power. It is by sitting down to restructure our politics. Nigeria's politics needs to be restructured to bring sanity and to bring equity into our ethnic relationships. Even the smallest ethnic group needs to be given a sense of belonging. It should not matter how small an ethnic group is. Our weakest need to be protected, need to be given a sense of belonging, needs to be made to feel that they are important, just as our largest ethnic groups. Nigeria is not made up of just 3 ethnic groups. Nigeria is made up of over 200 ethnic nationalities. We need to deal with this problem for peace sake, so that our country can begin to live together as one people. As long as we continue to have a sense of oppression by members of any ethnic group in Nigeria, we are not going to have peace. It does not matter whether it's a small ethnic group, whether it is a big ethnic group. It does not matter. We need to restructure Nigeria politically. We need to be bold about saying this. Nigeria politics needs to be restructured. Not all the economic restructuring we are talking about. No, it's our politics that is wrong. It is our politics that is broken. It is our political relationship that is wrong. A system that says that just because you are from one ethnic group, you feel entitled, you feel that it is your right to always be the leader, that system is wrong. That system is sick. And we should be bold to speak to it. We should be bold to speak to it.
It's interesting, you say we should be bold to, and the question of who will bail the cat always comes up with this issue. So far, some have bemoaned the regime of zoning continuing to be relevant in our politics. Do you buy into the zoning? Do you buy into the zoning system, or shouldn't we be looking forward to merits? Regardless of where the leader emerges from, we should be looking at competence. What are your thoughts on this?
Henry, I don't believe on the question of zoning offices. It is wrong. It is working against our national interest. It's as simple as that. What we need, as you rightly mentioned, is to enthrone meritocracy at the heart of our politics and civil service. We need to be deliberate and intentional in making these decisions. But we cannot make those decisions as long as we are in a place where the relationship between our ethnic groups in Nigeria is faulty. We don't have a wholesome, healthy relationships.
Dr. Idaewor,
okay, the Igbo person is suspicious of the Yoruba person. Yoruba person is suspicious of the Igbo, or suspicious of the Hausa Fulani, or suspicious of the Biroms, or suspicious of the Edo. That cannot enable our country to move forward. We need to move beyond this.
Dr. Idaewor, the reforms that you call for, politically, some analysts hold that our politics has been set up on a false pretense. And when I'm talking about politics is a game of numbers, and yet still this country has not conducted a census for decades. That has, many claim, has been the anomaly playing out at the polls. We still are not certain of the figures that we reel out every election. Don't you think that is a place to start, a census?
Well, that is a good thing to say. This morning I was looking at your screen, and you say that 80% of Nigerians' landmass belongs to the north. And probably only about 20% is in the south. That is a big message. It is good to have data. Indeed, any government that wants to make Nigeria work should be data-driven. Data, hard, solid data.
Why do you think that has not been done? Why do you think that we've not paid attention to accurate data?
Because our political leaders are afraid of science. We are afraid of science. We are afraid of interrogating our problems. Whether you talk about science or as in science, or you're talking about political science, we are afraid of science. We are afraid of data. We are afraid of realities. We need to be able to deal with these issues in a way that talks to us and say, look, the reason we are doing this is because we want our country, we want Nigeria to become a reference in good governance and good political leadership. That is the reason we are doing it. If we began to look at it this way, the chances are that we will stop being parochial, if I may say that, in the way we deal with data. Data is not available. That is why our educational system is broken. Data is not available. That is why our healthcare system is not working. Data is not available. That is why we are not able to feed ourselves. We are not able to plan for the future. It's not just about having sensors. Carrying out sensors in Nigeria, we don't actually, in the present 21st century, every Nigerian is, as of today, is in a space where to capture their data has become very easy because the technology is available. But the leaders, the political leadership is afraid of science. We need science. We need technology to make our country work. That is what I will say to that.
All right, I'll take that as a punchline for today's discussion. Dr. Idaewor, the APC primaries comes up the 31st of April, I believe. Will you be there?
I will be there.
All right, definitely.
I will.
We will be looking forward to seeing you there, Dr. Idaewor.
Thank you very much, Henry.
I hope we can actually... we've had a very robust discussion, but I think we can go deeper. If you'll be available on Tuesday on News Focus, we'll be glad to have you talk about the state of the nation.
Hopefully, I look forward to seeing you. Yeah, I'll keep that in my diary.
All right, Doctor. Thank you very much for joining us on this morning.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too, sir. Well, viewers, that is where we have to leave the discussion on today's edition of the program. It's been a very healthy and very insightful discussion with our guest, Dr. Philip Idaewor. He's moaning and questioning the humongous 100 million naira ticket for presidential aspirants. It's really amazing, considering. What do we say to those who can cough out this amount of money? What are their sources of livelihood? Are we doing due diligence to those who want to lead us? Should we leave this responsibility to the electoral umpire alone, or should Nigerians be part of the watchdogs, okay, those watching and those vigilant, okay, about those who come profess to be the answers to the challenges the nation faces? Well, these are the questions looming, and I leave you to answer them. They say conscience is an open wound, only truth can heal it. It's been great being here on this morning for you. I hope you've enjoyed every bit of it as much as I have. We'll look forward to doing this bright and early tomorrow morning. I'll leave you here to we move to another program. Stay blessed and have a very positive day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.